Welcome to the channel. I'm Dani Walker. I'm going to share with you how I plan my YouTube content and decide what to film for the channel. Recently, my channel hit over 90,000 subscribers, and most of that growth happened within the last year, and I want to share with you how I was able to achieve that. So if you're interested in learning lots more about how to grow your channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Before I get into how I decide what to film for the channel, I think the first thing to remember is that you should be creating searchable content. Whether you have 0 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, you want to spend your time creating content that people are actually interested in viewing instead of trying to create your own niche that nobody's looking for. Because the first hurdle you have to get over if you want to get subscribers and views is making sure that people can even find you, and that means ranking on the search page so that they can know who you are, click your episode, and if they enjoy it, if it makes sense for them, then hopefully they're going to subscribe and watch lots more. So how do you figure out what searchable content is? So these are 5 things that I take into consideration when I'm trying to do my homework and figure out what is it that people are really interested in watching that aligns with what I enjoy making so that I can bring them content that they're actually going to enjoy and click on. First thing you can do is consider anything that is trending. So whether we're talking about trending on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, any of those social media platforms, Google, around the world, is there a TV show trending? There's so many things that could be trending, and I like to take trends into consideration. Here's an example. If some sort of beauty hack was trending online, I might create an episode about that beauty hack and then share it on my channel because it makes sense for the other content that I create, because I talk about fashion and travel and pageants and makeup and all those different things. It makes sense that if I made a video off of that specific trending thing. If something about baking was trending all over the internet, I would not just go out and make a video about baking and put it on my channel, because that's not the audience that I'm building. I'm not building this audience around baking and cooking, so it just doesn't make sense. So when you look at things that are trending, just make sure that it aligns with your audience, your branding, and the type of content that you actually want to produce and that you enjoy producing. Inside of your YouTube analytics, under your audience tab, there's a really useful tool where you can check out what videos your audience is also watching. Sometimes I take a look at these videos and I know nothing about these videos, I know nothing about these topics, so I would not try to create an episode around it. But other times, I'll find certain videos that my audience is enjoying and watching, and I just ask myself, can I create the same thing but better? Or can I create my own take on that topic? Because if they're already enjoying watching that content and then I release something similar on my channel, there's a good chance that they're gonna be wanting to see that content. They're gonna click on it. The other benefit is that if you create something similar that's doing very well for your ideal audience, that there's a chance that if you release something similar, YouTube may suggest your video to that audience, because YouTube wants to deliver episodes that people are gonna wanna click on. Keyword research is also incredibly important, if not the most important thing that you can do. There's different ways that you can do keyword research for episodes that you want to create, and for me, this is always a part of the due diligence of creating an episode. So one of the ways that I do this is through vidIQ, because vidIQ allows you to search keywords and then see what episodes are trending around that keyword. Is anything trending around that keyword? Is it even worth creating a video about? What are other associated high-ranking keywords that maybe have a lower level of competition? So that's more of an opportunity to break in for you and get your video in front of a new audience. So there's all sorts of great things there that you can use within vidIQ to learn a lot more about keywords. They have a free version, but I do use one of their paid versions. I think that the one that I have is $10 a month. So it's not incredibly expensive, but it is incredibly useful. You can also use any search engine like Google to search keywords that relate to the videos that you want to produce, or maybe they relate to common questions in your industry or common questions that you're able to answer so you can provide value and information to people through your channel. Search that on Google, see what's coming up in that top search. See if there are recent YouTube videos that were already published about whatever it is that you want to create your video topic on. How well are those episodes performing? How old are those episodes? Is there something that you can bring now that's newer and fresher so that people are going to click on your episode instead of an episode that was 5 years old? And then the other place you can also do keyword research is on YouTube itself. So if you're thinking about creating an episode on how to make the best chocolate chip cookies, you can search that on YouTube and see if that's even performing well. See if people are looking for that information, and you can pay attention to what else populates in that search. So maybe you decide, okay, I'm not going to do the episode on baking chocolate chip cookies, but the second ranking keyword had to do with brownies. And you're like, you know what, my brownies are even better than my cookies. Let's do a brownies episode instead. So doing that keyword research can affirm what episodes could potentially do well for your channel, but also they can give you ideas for what you should be creating next. Something that is really, really essential for the episodes that I create are what I would put into a current events category. So a lot of the episodes that I release are really dependent on current or live events, pageants that are happening, that are coming. So it's really important for me to always be on the lookout and have that open eye for, okay, what is the next event that's coming up? How can I prepare for that? Are there any episodes about, let's say, the Miss Universe competition, for example, that I can create prior to that competition happening so that I can continue to build traction and momentum when I finally do release my Miss Universe recap. So it's important to be kind of thinking way ahead of time and challenging yourself and saying, okay, my idea was to create the Miss Universe recap, but what else could I use this current event for? Is there any other type of content that is associated with Miss Universe that my potential audience might also enjoy and want to see? Those types of episodes where I got really, really creative prior to a live event were the ones that have really helped to boost my channel. And then those are the ones that got people to subscribe. And then when we move down the road and I finally do release my Miss Universe recap, people are already there. They're already waiting to see that episode, and they're excited about it because they saw all these other ones leading up to it. So think ahead. The last thing I do is take requests into consideration. So sometimes subscribers are gonna request things on your channel and it's just not gonna quite make sense for your channel, or it's not gonna be something that you feel really strongly about creating, and that's okay. But what I look for when it comes to requests is how many times has something been requested? Am I seeing the same request over and over and over on different episodes from different people on the channel? Because if I'm seeing this request multiple times specifically from different people, then there's a really good chance that episode is going to do well on my channel. So that also helps me to narrow down the content that I'm going to create, because I create a lot of episodes that are based around different countries. How do I decide what country to create the next episode about? I pay attention to the requests. So I keep a little mental checklist and go, okay, people keep talking about this one contestant, or people keep talking about this one country. So that's what I should be doing next. And paying attention to that audience is so important, because then you're really able to deliver whatever it is that they want to see on your channel, that they're gonna come back for, and they will reward you with views, shares, and subscribers. If you're trying to grow your channel, I hope that this episode has been helpful to you. If you have any other questions, then leave those in the comments below. I'm always looking, I'm always trying to pay attention to, just like I said, what other people want to see on the channel. So I would love to create new episodes all about this and how you can create growth for your own channel. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode though. I really hope that it's gonna help you achieve your next goal with YouTube, and I hope that you choose to come back for lots more.